ever best of 3, and I really hope it's not the case. And if it was the case, I kind of would have liked them to be a bit more vocal about it, put it out there for everybody to know so everybody can enjoy the moments instead of after the match be like, yep, so that's his career over. Either way, game is live. We won't dawdle on that point any longer. We've got some Counter-Strike. We've got a grand final. mouz NXT versus 9 Pandas about to get live. Let's jump into Nuke.
Let's go! And if this is Seed's last ever match as a professional player, well, let's hope it's a damn good one. Good luck to Seed and good luck to 9 Pandas and good luck to both teams. It looks like we're going to start this off very quickly. Idis Balance, he starts it off by running in backwards to try and bait his teammates in, and guess what? It works! Glowing gets 2 immediate trades, and it opens up 9 Pandas' path down to a plant on the lower side.
Yeah, no contest at all. mouz NXT's response was to take some lobby control, and Seized has actually missed the pace a little bit there because he's trying to control that flank, but they're ahead of him. Krisen trying to take the attention towards Decon as well. That's going to allow for these ramp players to continue to creep their way forward. Nothing on offer just yet. Surely from someone from 9 Pandas has to be considering this. It does look like Glowing's peering in this direction, but Glowing does not have a head any longer. And now it brought it down to an even numbers game that there's no kit for the CT side, and they'll really struggle to collect these last few kills. So now 9 Pandas should have done enough, and evidently they have.
Yeah, Natu switches round to Season and gets a quick headshot, but no more than that. Dilladez with a couple of frags. Comfortable start for Dilladez and Glowing. 2 nice frags from him. 9 Pandas looking up to the perfect start on Nuke. I'm expecting this to be a somewhat similar game in terms of veto-wise to that bait game we saw earlier this morning. I'm expecting 9 Pandas to take Nuke away from mouz NXT. I'm expecting Dust 2 to go mouz NXT's way and possibly taking it to a decider. But we will see. It's a long day. And it's going to be a long game to see how it pans out. And while it's a full eco, I will mention some of the things, of course, has been spoken about. I'm not usually one to say this on broadcast, but I think it's important to mention. Crad, of course, tweeted today about saying, what's PR doing? Looking down at his desk, right? Sort of these sort of statements, showing clips. It took Tobiz, the coach of mouz NXT, to tweet about it and say, well, actually, this is what he's doing. And I feel like the scene right now is way too quick to accuse immediately on these sort of things, right? And I really don't like the way it's sort of reaching. It's kind of dangerous, in my opinion.
Not enough people have learnt about the Salem witch trials is the problem here, Trav. Because,
is that right?
Yeah, we've got the witch hunt coming out. One person finds something that could be considered remotely suspect, and then they just run with that, right? The problem for me with those clips is none of the clips, none of what they're pointing out actually results in any advantage for PR. I mean, there's that one where they've used on Ancient where he's defusing the bomb and you've got Alex who's coming from Donut, but with how PR's positioned himself, he very evidently doesn't know the player's coming from Donut. So that in itself was enough for me to already be like, what's all the fuss about?
Exactly, and in the end, PR, even himself, after the win against Bait, tweeted about it, made jokes about it, called himself personal radar. You know what? That's exactly what you should be doing. Own this shit, bro. Honestly,
a good way to handle it.
Fair play to the guy. He's only 16. He's a young kid, and it must be a little bit. You got to be you got to have some kind of mental strength to deal with that sort of thing, haven't you? So it's going to be really interesting to see how his career progresses. And on this buy round, well, it's progressing very quickly already. Cyril will get a quick frag. Clax down to 3 HP already, and they're going to make their way down towards Secret.
Yeah, great position here for this T side. I mean, mouz NXT will certainly know, they'll have an idea, an inkling that there could have been players who crossed down Secret. I mean, Sierra's getting a lot of information towards outside. The problem is, it doesn't mean a huge amount. mouz NXT is still going to have to retake this B bomb site, and we know how notoriously difficult it can be to retake this site. So it's going to be a challenge for them. PR is the first man to try and peer in that direction, and he does get a good timing initially, but can't capitalize on it.
Do have all the numbers ready and raring to go. Seized is close with the MAC-10, but Clax has been removed. So, are they deciding against this in a 4v3?
Yeah, they called it.
Think they are. It's just like a kit. If they have a kit, they've got 2 smokes still available, and mollies as well to force out 9 Pandas. If there's one kit in play, they go for this. But the fact there's not, they're falling away.
My problem with this round for mouz NXT is that they know there was the wall of smokes towards outside. There's nothing going on towards ramp room or lobby or hut. You got Sierra who's underneath silo. And nobody's really responded and thought, okay, there has to be a chance they've gone through secret. We need to get some control on that bomb site. And now you're saving it a 4v3 where you've got the man advantage. Like, is that the state of the game right now? That's just, yeah, tough to see, honestly.
It's frustrating, isn't it? Because you want to see the action, you want to see these retakes attempted, but sometimes what can you do? You'll just be throwing your rifles away, and CT economy is so precious at the moment.
Yeah. Well, at least it means they guaranteed a full gun round here, right? Weapons across the board, no AWP in play. 9 Pandas found a lot of success towards outside in that previous round. Yeah, I mean, they did enjoy the previous round as well.
That's funny, I've heard that. That's really strange. I've heard that exact clip and exact misspelling a couple of times lately on some sports broadcasts, which is kind of amusing. And it's going to be a very fast play in the following round from 9 Pandas. They're just going to be bursting in toward A. They've taken the entry. Simple as that. PR gets a dink. No more than that. Seized hits his headshot first. Well, second, but he's got an AK. And 9 Pandas, well, this could not have been a better start to their map pick.
Maybe we're seeing why they picked the chip. I was a bit speculative of their decision because it's not a map they normally pick in a best of 3, but they've done their homework. They've realized mouz NXT's deficiencies. Sometimes a team will be lured into picking a map just based on the statistics on HLTV alone, and that's a very dangerous game to play. But if you've got a coach who's been studying that map and why it's a weakness for your opponent, then it makes a lot more sense to pick it into them. So looks like 9 Pandas have done some work coming into this. Not like there would have been much time to prepare, to be fair, but
yeah,
looking good so far.
As I said earlier, they would definitely have watched the mouz NXT nuke from earlier on, seen what went right for bait, what went wrong.
At that point, you don't know for a certainty you're going to be in the final, right? You're also got half your mind on your match against one win.
I know, but they'll still 100% have been watching and been looking at eventualities, right?
And, yeah, for sure.
Without doubt.
All right, well, they need to get themselves on the board here. CT side nuke. They've got the open play on Bermilov here as well. Shifts himself towards outside because that has been a problem part of the map so far for the CT side. And there we go. He gets an opening kill as well.
Form of Bermilov has been pretty solid as of late. Been enjoying watching him play for the academy roster of mouz. And Natu as well has been sort of growing into his roles pretty impressively as well. The Ancient versus Bait was particularly impressive earlier today. And that is an entry. Oh, I was just talking up Bermilov and Dilladez absolutely deletes him. I think maybe through his teammate's arm, but still, doesn't matter. PR needs to answer back. He may get one, but the Molotov's going to spread, and Idis Balance takes it with the fire and flames. Down toward B, 3 versus 3. Minute to go. Krisen, it's important he stays alive here because he's got Sira here to help out.
He's also taken first contact, so he's trying to take the attention away from his teammate. And unfortunately, Sierra hasn't been able to do anything from Krisen taking that attention. So it means that it's another numerical deficiency here for mouz NXT. But it looks like they want to consider this one. I mean, they're in better positions, but Krisen's being looked in towards here. Doesn't mean he's going to lose his life. And now Natu, well, those footsteps certainly going to be heard. Bombplant only now comes through. So mouz NXT in some good positions to attempt this retake, but they need a kill soon.
Yeah, this time they do have the kit on Natu, but this time it's a disadvantage, not the advantage that they had before, so that kind of also cancels each other out in a way. Klax has picked up the AWP on that 2 HP, of course. I don't think there's a way back into this one either. Yeah, calling this one as well. Disappointing for mouz NXT. At what point do you look at the scoreline and say, well, we need to kind of start going for one of these?
I think that this is a symptom of the grand final. They're feeling some grand final pressure right now, not wanting to go for these retakes. But normally, and it's a grand final where you can get away with a bit more than normal because of the nerves and the jitters. You want to try and attempt things that are probably out of the ordinary kind of thing. Have a crack at the 2v3 retake. Just run in there, see what you can do. But this very docile, patient, conservative Counter-Strike from mouz NXT is just not cutting the mustard right now.
Yeah, 9 Pandas are taking advantage of it. Taking first foot forward. I say it was through the arm of a teammate. I tell a lie. I was actually just through the edge of the box. I thought there was more of his body showing past that box. It wasn't the wallbang through that. But doesn't matter. It's the same result. And 9 Pandas get up to a 5-0 start on T-side nuke. And Glowing, 30-year-old talent, as he has often been called, of course, ever since he fragged his way to that major qualification, which sadly didn't ever come through for 9Pandas. Has
No
still
fault
been
of their own.
exactly through no fault of their own, and sadly not has been keeping up the numbers. To be fair to Glowing, I'm pretty impressed by what he's been doing. Another A-site play coming through, and mouz NXT trying to answer back. Look at Kristen playing with the smoke next to the door. Finally gets his kill on towards Seized, and it puts it back into a 2 versus 2. And the MP9 of PR catches Idis balance. Clax forced back away. The nade almost catches him before he falls away. And of course, he's not sure if Kristen has gone round to that hut position at the same time. And mouz NXT are going to play this one aggressively. Looks like he will catch out Clax, and they absolutely will. PR takes the frag, upgrades, and finally a round for the Academy boys.
Yeah, welcome to the grand final, lads. Get themselves on the board. As for 9Pandas, I do think it's a great option. The change of pace. They also know mouz NXT stacked up numbers towards outside in the previous rounds. They're thinking maybe they'll do something similar here, and we could find some space on the A-bomb side at the start of the round. But mouz NXT do exactly what was required of them, and that's lock down the defense against one of those fast A players. Because if you fall prey to that, you know that the T side are just going to run it back again later in the half. But because they're able to shut it down, it means 9Pandas will probably think a bit more about how they approach these rounds. Zero goes unchecked, and it's understandable Glow got there so soon, but Seized will Batman drop down on top of Sierra and get the trade.
Literally, he missed. I think he probably meant to jump on top of Mini there, but he just completely misses it. But still takes the frag either way. Takes all the damage from falling rather than actually from the aim duel. Catches the frag at least, which is the main thing, and Clax in the vents. Kristen doesn't expect that, and Clax is now trying to take control of B immediately. He's already close right, and he's trying to be stopped by PR. Oh, it's very awkward. HE's in play. Does it force Clax into the open? It certainly does, and the nade will catch him. Good incendiary toward ramp as well to try and hold them at bay. On that ramp push coming through, and Bermilov does get his 1-for-1. The Idis balance on the rifle takes the 2v2 back.
Yeah, time to play with here for 9Pandas. You want to let this round sit and simmer a little bit. Seized has got some great control on the A-bomb side as well. Fully aware of the potential threat in towards Heaven, and Natio is never going to expect Seized to be underneath him, but he is also playing quite passively right now as well. Problem is, PR's in secret, and we all know how difficult it is to rotate up vent when you're retaking the A-bomb site, so you might have to go the long way around here, and a fresh smoke, Heaven's going to give up the jig. Is mouz NXT now going to have to look to try and make this retake happen, and I feel like it's all dependent on whether PR's able to get out of vent or not.
Yeah, the question is, when does he pounce? There is a flashbang in play for Natu. It's just the timing on his flash when PR advances upward. They are waiting for it pretty late. There was a round from Rare Atom back in the day, if you remember, where they went for a really, really late play on the defuse and it completely caught out their opponents. I think that was a Pro League match from back in the day. Seized, though, gets his kill on toward Natu, and now PR has to advance forward. He gets his one, but time really is the problem, and Idis balance is toward Heaven. It's a comfortable frag, and 9Pandas will keep their T side rolling.
Yeah, what a reposition coming through there from Idis balance as well, finding himself in Heaven. Never going to be anticipated by PR. And that is going to be the 6-1 scoreline. Great stuff from 9Pandas. They lose a round, but they win the round straight back immediately afterwards. It resets at mouz NXT, and they're going to have to eco. So things just not going the way they would have liked coming into this grand final. And, you know, you'll always have the conversation. It has to be brought up every single final when you've had the semifinals on the same day. It's about, would you rather play the first semifinal and then have a, 3-hour break or so between your semi and the grand final? Or would you rather play the second semifinal and then just have the hour break between your semi and your grand final? You know, either you're a bit warmer or you're a bit more tired. So multiple factors come into that equation. I think the most important consideration right now is that 9Pandas wouldn't really have broken a sweat in their semi, so they must be feeling warm and fresh. Like a nice toasty bun.
What's your favourite toasty bun? Flavour?
Well, I like the cheese roll. You know, cheese roll's always a safe option. Although, you know what? I've actually got it. It's a hot cross bun.
There you go.
That's
very British of you. I mean, I don't think it's like British, but
I love them. Hot cross bun with some butter on.
Let's go. Right, the scout of Bermilov. We saw some great scout work from him earlier on today against Bait on Dust 2, and I'm looking forward to seeing if he can do more of that on Dust 2 in this series. But it's actually the Crimson pistol with the 5-7 to get the first in this round, and Idis Balance has taken a tag to that scout as well, down to 30. Mouz NXT, to get them up and running in this game, it feels like winning a round with this sort of purchase is usually a big help. Can bolster the economy, give you a little bit more in reserve. Zero toward the heavens. I think it's been boosted up there by Natu. And again, more damage being done. Seeds has been caught through the box by the Bermulov scout. And now, Nine Pandas have a decision to make. It's Diladez and Glowing who are the healthy players, and they are together down towards Secret. They need to entry and plant, though. We've got PR behind the site silo. Deciding to go toward the glass instead. It's going to be broken, and of course that will now alert PR and alert the rest of the team. And the rotation needs to come through. Bermulov has put his scout in a decent position. There might be a slight gap above that smoke, and look at the spam damage through it. Now everyone is walking wounded for Nine Pandas. There goes Diladez, there goes PR. They'd never checked the silo. It's 2 easy frags for him. And Idis Balance, well, he's more stuck than a stuck thing.
Yeah, he is not going to get out of this one alive, that's for sure. I'd say easy on his scope, but definitely not in this round. It's easy for PR. 3 kills coming through from him, a couple with the 5-7, finishes off the job, he upgrades to the AWP, and that's exactly what mouz NXT needed. I feel like that's a very big reprieve for them, considering the way that this map's been going so far. For them to win an eco round is a big let-off, but not only does it give them an extra point on the board, it's actually broken Nine Pandas' economy as well.
Yeah, a couple of close rounds, as you say, previously. Means that despite how dominant it's been for Nine Pandas so far, they're going to have to take a little bit of a break in this one. There's a couple of pistols available, and that's a nice reaction from Zero to not get caught off by Glowing. Some of the speed of the flicks of some of the youngsters on mouz NXT sometimes doesn't really fail to impress. Always pretty quick with it.
Yeah. Seems like they're warming up to the affair as this grand final goes on as well. And we know that Nuke is always going to be a tough prospect for mouz NXT. It's okay, Clax, I struggle with that jump as well, mate. Either way, mouz NXT are getting better as this game's going on so far. And they'll also remember that this is Nuke, right? They know that this isn't a great map for them in general. So it's not like they're going to be putting a huge amount of stock in this map, I would say, knowing Dust 2 is up next and Inferno after that. 2 strong maps for the Academy team.
Yeah, I think even if Nine Pandas do eventually take Nuke, as we're expecting, it's still going to be a long series, and I think, honestly, even though Nine Pandas, being not an Academy team, obviously, will be considered the favourites, I think it's fair to say that mouz NXT, I mentioned how a couple of their specialist maps, I think, can trouble some of the top teams in the world. I've always had a belief that, even though we've never seen it, that their Vertigo, at least on the old Vertigo, could have troubled some tier 1.5 and higher level teams. I think even on the one new Vertigo that I got the chance to cast of theirs, they're looking very good.
Yeah. I mean, it is always the youngsters who are the fastest to pick up the changes on maps and find ways to best use them, right? So makes sense that mouz NXT would be right up there. Oh, Glowing gets caught left exposed completely as he tries to cross. Not the first time Bermulov has been able to catch somebody off with that smoke being cleared towards outside. mouz NXT looking to string some rounds together here, and they should be able to do that now with this 5v3 turn 5v2.
Brilliant from Natu again. His crosshair placement has been pretty spot on all day from what I've watched of his. M4A4 enjoyer as well is Natu. He doesn't have the AK picked up. I've seen him purchase the A4 more often than not. He's been looking very clean with that M4 choice, which is nice to see. Of course, been dropped down from 3,100 to 3K now. And honestly, I don't see why they couldn't just make both of them 2,900, but I get it. You're paying $100 extra for the extra bullets, I suppose, in the clip, aren't you? So why not?
Yeah. What are they charging? $100 for 10 bullets? So
it's expensive.
$10 a bullet, man. Yeah, that is expensive. Either way, it's an expensive round for Nine Pandas as well, and I think that they've just accepted their fate here. Got a couple counts of round loss bonus behind them, but they will have to eco around these 2 AKs in the next, so then just playing for the last round of the half means Nine Pandas could make it 7-5, but even if that is the case, I'd say mouz NXT will feel like they're in the game, and that's all they're looking for right now, is to be competitive. That is all they're after. As long as they can keep themselves in the conversation, that would be considered a success for them, because this is such a tough map in general. So they just want to try and grind their way and just stay in the contest for as long as they can on Nuke.
Yeah, and with 6-6 being a distinct possibility, as I said earlier in the last map I casted today, if they actually got a 6-6, they'd rip your arm off for that at this point from being 6-1 down. Lovely nade outside there, as you could see, helped out with the AWP frag from Bermulov. And there's that crosshair placement from Natu that I was mentioning to you. Why I think has been really good for mouz NXT today from what I've seen from them is just everyone seems to be delivering. No one's lagging behind on the scoreboard. They're all fragging well across the board, and that is always a great sign. Natu and Bermulov. Oh, how aggressive is that from Bermulov on the corner of the outside smoke? Does he get another? Oh, my word. He's owning the red box right now and owning everyone on 9 Pandas. 2 extra kills from him. 4 versus 2. Seized and Dilladez trying to do something toward B, but there's another player toward Glass. That's Natu once again. 2 quick kills. Clean as you like. And mouz NXT are within 1.
Bermulov towards outside's definitely been one of the factors that's turned things around here for mouz NXT, because 9 Pandas were having free reign over on that part of the map throughout the first few rounds of their T side. But Bermulov, once he got the AWP, has actually just been disrupting them a lot, and he's found some really important kills. This time he really gets in their faces as well, so you can see he's feeling it, man. Great recovery here from the CT side as they look to level up the scoreline, and I was actually just a bit circumspect of how 9 Pandas spend their money in that previous round, because of course they saved on 2 players, but then a 3rd fully invested and 2 saved. So now you've got a situation where you got 2 players with AKs, 3 with weaker weapons, and it's not looking great, but they are going to have a bit of pace behind them by the look of things.
Oh, Natu dropping down next to that smoke, waiting for the pistols to come his way, and actually right now he's still alive. Has this even been heard by 9 Pandas? I don't think it has. He could be in for multiple kills here, and actually they're all going to get stolen away from him. Can't finish his dinner on Clax, finally gets it and can't find Glowing. 9 Pandas have somehow found a way, and in comes Sira flashing his way through the smoke, trying to make something happen. He got himself into a CT vent, but Dilladez finds the kill, and it's a very messy round to end off the half. 9 Pandas will stop the little streak of mouz NXT and at least nab a 7-5.
Yeah, what was rough is Natu, I don't think he was forced off the top of Hut by a molly. And he kind of abandons his teammates on top of Silo. I didn't notice on top of the bomb site, didn't see who it was, but he left him high and dry. And it looked very messy from Natu as he looked to try re-enter into the bomb site as well. Just spoiled for choice. Sometimes when you've got too many options, it's difficult to pick one, either way. I do feel like it's very important that 9 Pandas salvaged that 7th round, right? Because they were dominating affairs at the start of the half, and if it ended up a level scoreline, then probably wouldn't have been the best conclusion to the half, considering how well they started. Big pistol round here. mouz NXT have got some momentum behind them, and if they win this pistol round, they'll put some good pressure on 9 Pandas, but it's Clax who's looking to pressure that T side.
Pushing forward. Has some control next to the hut and stopping PR straight away. Seized is in position. Oh, immediately met with a headshot. So frustrating. You go for your first face and immediately down to 11 HP. Prism will find Iris balance as well, so Clax might be forced to going in and looking for more. Sees the legs of Bermulov, but there's ramp pressure coming in as well, and that's going to be unexpected for mouz NXT on this timing. Dilladez finds one, nice headshot, and then Dilladez accidentally gets a team kill on Glowing. That doesn't help, and Bermulov deals with the last 2. Oh, that could be a tilter for 9 Pandas.
Yeah, they didn't really have many options in that pistol round. Their hand was kind of forced. I think they had to do exactly what they did there in that pistol round, you know. Seized has his bell rung, and then Clax is kind of forced forwards into Hut, or Dilladez, right? He tries to actually bait. That's why it looks weird. He's trying to wallbang with the Julies, but he's actually just trying to take his attention, or take the enemy's attention away from ramp, so Dilladez's teammates can flank, right? But just very good awareness from mouz NXT, just covering all their bases. They continue to land headshots, and eventually that results in an extra kill for them. So well done. I feel like mouz NXT had some really good composure in that pistol round.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And I really think if mouz NXT can take this map of Nuke, with Dust 2 being map 2, they're kind of home at the moment in terms of a punish pick on many teams in the scene. They could even be set up for a 2-0, at least in my opinion. So 9 Pandas really need to get up and running on this CT side quickly. They're going to try and do so with a force buy. 2 MP9s. Got a scout on Idis balance. These are the rounds that if mouz NXT can find a way to win cleanly, then, well, they could be in the lead in a matter of moments. 7-7 could become 8-7 very quickly with the eco that 9 Pandas would have to take. Let's see.
Would really flip the script in this game, considering how dominant it was from 9 Pandas at the beginning of the map, and Klax is just going to get cleared. PR charges straight through. There is a trade there for Dilladez. They know for a fact he's on top of the hut, and there's no support for Dilladez either, so that's why he drops the smoke here. He's trying to buy as much time as he can, and I have no idea where Kristen's taking that damage from. I don't think he does either. He's going to get out of dodge, and mouz NXT, they've been forced out completely here, man.
Damage done to Krisen, as you say. Means he has to hop away a bit sooner than he would have wanted, and they've actually just completely rerouted. The main problem here is they don't really have the utility to go for an outside play. They just have to fight straight up. Goes for something super aggressive. And he actually gets the kill on the far away player there, drops the bomb outside. And sure, don't get me wrong, this is a 3 versus 3, but again, it's the utility that's really the big problem. There's an HE for Syrah, there are flashes in play, but if they go outside, there's nothing to block the cross against the Idis balanced scout. He's going to hold the gap angle with the scout. Any tags here would be absolutely precious, but as he's missed that one, they're actually going to allow them down secret. There is a free path there, even without that smoke.
The problem is he doesn't know.
Yeah. And
he doesn't realize they're crossed there, so because his attention was taken to the player on top of Mini, he didn't see the players crossing into B. Bermilov's covering that vent rotation, bomb plant guaranteed. It wasn't looking like mouz NXT had much going for them, but now they've got an advantageous post plant after that kill comes through. Cease should find the trade, and he does. Was Bermilov struggling to get in the vent there? I don't know, man. Looks peculiar either way.
Hello. Hello. Oh, I was going to say, is he going to quick switch at the wrong time? But C's doesn't see it. So C's was on a path there to save the AK. Not allowed to by Krisen's lurk. And wow, mouz NXT recover this one nicely.
Talk about getting a kill given to you on a silver platter, man. Even had the cloche removed for him. C's walked up to him with his back turned. And, well, it doesn't get easier than that if you're Krisen. And think about it, the timing could have actually gone in the opposite direction very easily. And if they kill Krisen, you can bet your top dollar Idis balance and C's were going to be changing their minds and attempting the retake. But that is not the case. Only the scout saved, and that means mouz NXT should be able to get the lead here.
Yeah, as we said, yeah, it looks like, seeing the replay, but it does look like you were right on that. Bermilov managing to hop his way in, but thankfully for him, it doesn't cost mouz NXT the round. Nothing to be blushing about. Now mouz NXT know they just need to keep careful in this round. Use their utility as they would on a full gun round. Isolate these pistols and that saved scout.
Of course, this is going to be a new champion. Either way, we had Amcal winning the first series against BetBoom. We then had Bait winning the second European series against BetBoom as well. And now, well, regardless of who wins this, we will have a new champion crowned. Of course, mouz NXT cut down the former champs in the semi-finals in very impressive fashion indeed. 9 Pandas overcame 1 win to get here into this final as well just a bit earlier on. So both teams have been in some good form today. I mean, they both dominated their opponents on the maps that they won. So some good results across the board. And I just hope we get a heater here in this grand final.
Yeah, I agree.
Every single map that's been lost today, we've had 5, right? 5 maps played, but the losing team hasn't gotten more than 8 rounds in any of those maps.
Yeah. Just going to see how this site take pans out. I want to give you a cool stat. To see if anything gets out of hand first with these smoke spams coming through. I think we're going to be alright if you're a mouz NXT supporter and player. Lots of spams with the Mac 10s and the 5.7. So, the last time mouz NXT won a CCT, they were still playing with Yimpat.
Wow. Okay. That is a long time.
And Slent. So there you go. That was North Europe last year. So that was up against Sprout, when Sprout still had Stairs, Zyphon, Zello, and now an X. The mouz NXT roster was Slend, Yimpat, Nexius, QQ, and Krisen.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, Nexius and QQ, the 2 players who have moved on. Of course, Nexia's playing in OG now.
Yeah.
But that is crazy. I was going to say good luck guessing the Sprout roster at that time because every third day they changed a player. So, yeah, would have been difficult to tell. Either way, mouz NXT, they've got themselves the lead here now, Trav. And I wasn't really expecting to say that, at least not at this point in the game, because, well, 9 Pandas were leading 5-0 and then 6-1 at one point. They've only won 1 round since then, while mouz NXT have accumulated 7.
Incredible run.
And this was my concern for 9 Pandas, because we know that this isn't a fantastic map for them. They're happy to play this as the decider sometimes, and they don't ever ban it in the first phase, so it gets picked into them. And they're competitive, but this isn't like a happy hunting ground for 9 Pandas. And now we can start to see those frailties potentially coming to the fore.
So, what we're saying here is, Matt, you were right. Picking into an opponent's weakness rather than prioritizing your own. Huh.
Well, even
Awkward.
the broken clock tells the right time twice a day, Trav.
You're not broken to me.
Oh, mate. That's all that matters, really.
Yeah, exactly. We're all broken a little bit in our own special way, otherwise, because no one's perfect.
Yeah, and if you think you are, then you're the most broken, right? So,
exactly.
There we go.
Real statements from Matthew Stott, live on broadcast.
That's it, baby. Here all day. I'm here all day, guys.
Right. This is an all-important round for 9 Pandas. They've been nowhere in the last few ebbs of this map. And already some good damage from Glowing outside. This is a round they have to take, and the Bermulov AWP almost fires off successfully. But allowed to fall away. And reload allowed as well. You can see C's looks like he's playing that gap angle in secret there to throw down utility as soon as he sees some legs cross in toward that position. I've actually been boosted up on outside red here to give this one a go.
Oh man, narrow margins right now. Very narrow margins. And he's actually quite fortunate. In fact, the flash is going to enable Crizzen to get the opening kill. That's going to allow mouz NXT full control towards outside, but they have to get past C's next. He's the one on the angle. I think he's dropped an incendiary to keep them at bay. Yeah, he has indeed. He's going to chain that up with a smoke grenade as well, and he's going to hang around. And evidently, it's done enough to send mouz NXT back from where they came. But now 9 Pandas have another headache to deal with, and it's the A bomb site.
Idisbalance is in position, but it's going to have to be Dilladez for now. And Dilladez, he finds 2, and Idisbalance gets his frag as well. He recovers the situation. 20 seconds left in the round, though. Idisbalance still standing firm. And it's down to Syrah. I think he knows there's a player in the vent. He finds 1, and the nade gets seized at the same time. 1 versus 2 for mouz NXT and Syrah. The grins on the player cam, and why not? Every single thing seems to be going their way on Nuke at the moment.
That's one of those moments where you just have, like, the craziest sigh of relief that you've won the clutch because you don't even realize you've won it, right? You've sprayed down Idisbalance through the flames and you're thinking, okay, now I need a pivot for that second player. And all of a sudden the round's over and it's like, wait, the nade finished him off. Wow, what a clutch coming through from Syrah, man. Really well constructed. And that's a 2-round lead now for mouz NXT, and 9 Pandas are going to have to eco. Things are falling apart here, mate.
Seeing that from C's POV as well, right? It's like he was just consigned himself to death. He knew he was done. He knew it was over. That is incredible.
You know what would be poetic, Trav?
Go on.
But tragedies are poetic as well, right? So just keep that in mind while I run with this one. This could be C's last match. It could be his last official with 9 Pandas or Counter-Strike at large. And imagine he lost the grand final to an academy team. Like, as the veteran, the grizzled player,
I know.
C's is now 29 years old, which actually isn't old at all. But it would be quite poetic that, he lost to an academy team in his last match. Like the up-and-coming next generation kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, the age of the mouz NXT players is, seeing the year they were born in makes my eyes water slightly, sadly. Already, mouz NXT look like they've pared their way to a 10th as well to avoid the pistol force buy and the MP9 on Clax. He only gets 1. The Idisbalance Scout, again, can't do much. 4 versus 3 intact. Save coming through. They're going to have a 3-round lead.
Yeah, it's looking very good. And Crizzen, my god, he's got his wits about him. Really good stuff coming through there from Crizzen to get that kill on the play on top of the silo. And Glowing, well, I mean, they look very intent on stopping him from saving his scout right now, which is just really not necessary. And Glowing will punish by finding a kill, but that means mouz NXT, they get themselves up to double digits. And remember, just going to remind everybody of the stat that 9 Pandas were winning 6-1 at one point. So since then, they've won 1 round, and mouz NXT are now up to 9.
Yes, sir. mouz NXT trying to win their first CCT since the Impact was on the roster. That was when CCT was broken up into different regions. North, South, East, West Europe. Been a while. And this would be certainly an incredible way to start. Crizzen does great work there to find that too. And awkward angles below Silo, as you could see there. He may go down to the bomb, but who gives a damn? His team is in a great spot at the moment.
Well, this next round here is everything for 9 Pandas. Must win gun round, otherwise 7-11 becomes 7-12, and that should be an unassailable lead considering how good mouz NXT have looked here on Nuke up until this point, especially on this T side. What is the change-up going to be from 9 Pandas? Surprisingly, we haven't actually seen a huge amount of presence in Secret from 9 Pandas, but just hold that point because it's going to be a change of pace here from mouz NXT straight in towards the same bomb site, but they've run into a brick wall.
There we go. Finally, something for 9 Pandas to work with. It's been all mouz on the score sheet. And finally, 9 Pandas have some resistance. Seized with a couple. Clax with 1, Dilladez with 1, and Sira, well, he's won a 1 versus 2, and he's not going to be winning this 1 versus 5. Chance to get back into this game now for 9 Pandas. Can they lock this CT side down and give us a map? It feels like even though they were in that lead that you mentioned, 6-1, they've been dominated ever since. And it's hard to break that little streak. Hard to break when mouz NXT looking so good individually again. I mean, I mentioned earlier on in their game versus Bait, a lot of them were all fragging very evenly across the board. It's very much likewise here. Once again, PR is playing very well. I think probably the most important thing here is, Matt, is that 9 Pandas are going to win this round with all 5 up. That'll certainly help bolster that money on the CT side.
Oh yeah, keeping all 5 players alive here, that is going to be a big bonus here for 9 Pandas. Probably going to reinvigorate them a little bit as well. Just restore some confidence, which could have been lost over the past 10 rounds or so. I do appreciate the play from mouz NXT. I think it was a great option. I mean, imagine Dilladez doesn't just get that kill while he's standing in the fire and he's completely blind, right? Looks like Clax got a kill while he was blind as well. And it always is the case. It's just such small margins between mouz NXT actually getting on the bomb site and the round playing out the way that it did. Because it's not like they did anything particularly wrong there, and that's what I love about Counter-Strike, is that sometimes it is just a lucky box. You know, sometimes you can get fortunate while you're just spraying, while you're in fire and you're blind, but you still get a kill. It's just one of those things. Not like mouz NXT did anything wrong. Either way, that's in the past. Sierra leading the charge. He's going to phase through the smoke here. Glowing's in a great position top of Secret. This is what I was talking about. Playing this position in Secret means that 9 Pandas have a much better control towards outside. However, they have to deal with Sierra. Does he even want this kill though, Trav? Because I don't think he does.
No. The bomb is dropped outside Secret right now. He needs to at least find 2. That's the only way this round is doable. He needs to wait for as long as possible for a guaranteed second frag. But where does he go for it? Can he go Heaven? Can he deal with Seas? This is going to be awful timing if Seas catches him, but there's one tap, there's the second, and the round's back on again. There's a mini player and a secret player. They know about the secret player because that's where the bomb was dropped. And Sierra still lurking around, looking for something more. He's now got PR's help in that same position to try and regain control of the C4, but that Molotov maybe is a little bit shallow, could give a chance for that frag to come through, but in the end it doesn't matter. Dilladez finds both of them, and recovering that bomb really was the biggest issue there, despite where Sierra found himself.
Dilla does do the damage. Good work coming through from him there. Good timing on the peek out of heaven. Thank you, mate. Appreciate it. But I do like the way he plays his hand there from heaven, because he knows 9 Pandas. I mean, they've already lost a player underneath heaven, and they've lost the AWP towards outside. So mouz NXT weren't expecting another player to be taking a fight from there that early on in the situation. Either way, mouz NXT have now been reduced to pistols, and 9 Pandas breathe down their necks once again.
All the things that could breathe down my neck. I think, honestly, a panda would be the thing I'd be least worried about of all the other.
Yeah, that's true.
Fury have a panther. I mean, got all the other obvious ones around the scene as well that are animals.
I'd rather have a panda than a person.
True, actually.
And that's a very easy decision to make for me.
Pandas are just cute, man. Like, they just eat bamboo and topple down hills and roll around.
I still don't understand, like, the 9 Pandas. I need an explanation here from somebody, because there's only 2 types of pandas out there. There's the giant panda and the red panda.
Red pandas are go-to,
There's only
by the way.
5 players on the server, so we add the 2 types of pandas with the 5 players in the server. That's 7. We've got 7 pandas. The coach is 8, right? That's 8 pandas. Where is the 9th coming from, Trav?
The analyst.
Okay, there we go, baby.
Let's go.
We've cracked the code.
Yeah. Do love red pandas. They're actually one of my favourite animals on the planet, actually. They are
super cute.
Very, very cool. Very cute.
Are they more or less endangered than the giant panda?
I think less, I think.
I think less endangered. I think so, yeah.
I think there was I'm pretty sure ESL did a piece on the on all the pandas, of course, when they went to Chengdu, of course, so which was pretty cool. But anyway, let's stop talking about pandas, because this round is very important. It's the gun round. It's 10 rounds apiece, and Idis Balance has already started it off really well. PR next to Squeaky, glowing. Could maybe try and catch a timing on that outside lurk that can come through. But look how many players there are for 9 Pandas on the A-bomb site right now. It has to be a lurk, and it has to work out. And Syrah tries it. Only gets 1 this time on a flank. Diladez with a quick trade. And the game, further around now, mouz NXT is getting ever more difficult as the time goes on. Tracer's seen by Clax. Easy spray through the smoke. Nate was very low. And PR, 28 HP. Krisen only with the Galil. Glowing with a really nice off angle here and takes the frag comfortably. 9 Pandas are back.
Oh, big time. mouz NXT running out of gas here towards the end of the map, and I mean, we know that this is a map they've struggled on historically as well, so when they run out of momentum, what do they have to fall back on? Historically, not much. PR, good angle being taken up, but unfortunately, timing, what's it like? Not great. Diladez just steps on him. Diladez has been so damn good in this 9 Pandas roster. I mean, he's the guy, he's really created a name for himself in this project. If you think about it, when they came together, it was almost a band of rejects, with all due respect. You know, you think about how Idis Balance was left out in the cold from his previous team. Glowing was cut from 1win. Clax was cut from K23. Nobody was really giving Seized much of a consideration. They came together, they added this young up-and-coming player, and they have completely outperformed anybody's expectations, I'd say, in the past, like, 12 months. It's been a very fun project to watch.
And look at the buy for mouz NXT. They are forced to leave 9 Pandas with the opportunity to get an easier path to a 12th round. They might have some positional control now down towards Secret, but how do they get these Tech 9s into action? This is a scary round for 9 Pandas, though. These can often go awry with these Tech 9s, especially when you're playing close angles like that. Clax gets stopped and now seized. Well, he has a lot on his plate, and he's going to need to get at least a couple just to relax things here. Thankfully, there's some help toward ramp to come through. Damage has been done to Idis Balance, though. An Incendiary will come in. Caesar's put himself in a good spot, but that gap might be helpful for him. He gets 1. Oh, Bermulov! He actually takes that frag immediately, even though he could barely see him, probably. The information comes through, grabs the smoke bang, and now a 4v3 for mouz NXT. Look at this position for PR. He's in his classic lurk spot near Squeaky, and Glowing will get caught off guard. It needs to be taken here by Diladez, and it will be. But with Idis Balance on 17 HP, have mouz NXT just somehow from nowhere grabbed an 11th here.
Remember, they did this in the first half on their CT side as well. They won a round on an eco with, like, upgraded pistols kind of thing. And they're on the brink of doing it here again. Idis Balance and Dilladez tasked with making the retake happen. That bomb's already halfway gone here. They've got a kit but no utility. Seer is low, but there's still an M4 on Bermilov. I mean, mouz NXT have everything they need to make this retake happen. 9 Pandas have money, so that's why they're considering this right now. Dilladez finds the first. Now he's going to stick the defuse. Seer disrupts him, but not able to get that kill. Chris has to charge his way forward. Where's Idis Balance? Where's Idis Balance? He's abandoned Dilladez. But you've got so much money. You can afford the AWP in the next round. Dilladez has 5 digits. Why have you abandoned him?
What's gone on there then?
Mate, there's only 2 rounds left in this half, in this map in regulation. Why have you done that?
I couldn't have said it better myself. Why on earth have you let your teammate out to dry there? The AWP could just maybe hold an angle. It's a one-shot kill for a reason.
That's why I was so confused. Like, Krisen's out in the open. He's surely going to get AWP now, right?
They can win that round if Idis Balance decides not to save. That is just a absolute... maybe it's something they said, listen, you can give it a go, but I'm going to go and save. Maybe it's something he decided on already and actually communicated over. But if not, that is a horrible miscommunication that could turn this game. Krisen gets his entry outside. 9 Pandas shooting themselves in the foot. You're already endangered, mate. What are you doing this for?
Yeah, and my problem is, look at their money, right? They lose here, they get 1900. That's enough for everybody to fall by, including Idis Balance's AWP in the next round. It made no sense at all to commit to the save there. That's a KD play. Oh my, 4 versus 4, 11 all. mouz NXT, what a way for them to win a round. It's another eco. They've now won 2 ecos here on this map.
Seized with a good response. He's been stepping up a little bit in the last couple of rounds. Back to a positive KD now. 2 kills in this one. But look where Bermilov has got himself already. Down towards single. And he's holding the line already. Seized is not ready for it. He may get his 2, but it's not enough. Or will it be? There's still a chance. But they're now the after plant toward B. We know it's so difficult. This time no smoke in play. And PR takes clacks. And I think this one is already said and done. You should be going for it, though.
He wanted to turn and save, by the way, and then again, someone told him, mate, you have to go for this one. It's next round, it's the last.
He's got this kill.
There we go. Finally, they get the frag on Nate. 2 versus 2 now as well. Both players on the bomb site. They've got a kit. They've got some util as well.
Oh, playing with the door, trying to close it in Bermilov's face. He actually takes Dilladez, and just in the nick of time, that defuse was being held. Oh my word, that was so tight. That door could have easily just been shut in his face over and over, but Bermilov, I mean, how he gets that AWP frag, the immediate jump afterwards was stylish for sure, and then PR makes sure he's in the same position to deal with the diffuser. 9 Pandas retakes have been very messy in these last couple of rounds. We're going to see a replay of how these final few frags came through here. Idis Balance was the one to take it. Finally, he goes for a retake. And there's the kill from Bermilov. It's actually almost a collateral on the diffuser as well. But PR makes sure to hold his teammate's hand. And mouz NXT have map point.
Yeah, that's insane. I mean, I even love from Bermilov there, after he gets the first kill on the player defending the diffuser, he just stays in the corner because he knows, like, I've done my job. There's not enough time for me to kill that diffuser. It's either PR gets the kill or it's bust. And, yeah, PR upholds his end of the bargain as well, killed that diffuser. And it means mouz NXT have themselves just one map point here on their opponent's pick. One chance to finish off Nuke. It's not going to be a free round. They're playing against a full buy right now, but they're guaranteed overtime.
This could be a good nade from Glowing. Not as much as I thought. Bermilov down to 84 for that. Listen, as you said earlier, don't worry, we've all failed that jump. It does feel a little bit more difficult in CS2 for some reason.
Yeah, all jumps and boosts are... That's what I blame at least, right? Just
yeah, exactly. That's what Chris would blame as well. Idis Balance. Oh, he gets the opportunity at a glimpse of a frag, but misses the head. Tag will come through on the follow-up, though. Puts Krisen down to 48. Minute left to go in the round. Utility will be coming over, and Idis Balance will absolutely see that. Boost up for Bermilov with the AWP, but it's straight into Idis Balance. They tried to flash Bermilov in for that. Try and dislodge Idis Balance and then get Bermilov set up for the kill. Didn't work out. And now, 9 Pandas have the advantage.
Can they finish off the job is the question. Seer is going to try to do what Bermilov wasn't able to. On top of that red container, mouz NXT really don't have much going for them right now, man. I mean, they're just hoping to find something, and Natu gets a kill, but traded straight out. Glowing waits for the smoke to fade. PR gets left exposed, and this has overtime written all over it, surely, right? I mean, Chrysis is flexing with the Tech 9. He's got an AK on his back. Itis Balance has dropped out of heaven, but that's no problem. There we go. 9 Pandas. They've been able to save the day, save their blushes as they force this game into overtime.
It's a sweaty one, as you can see. Itis Balance there, wiping his hands. Sweaty game, and hard one to come back for 9 Pandas. It looked like mouz NXT are about to pull this one over the line, but in the end, 9 Pandas keep them honest. And honestly, with what we spoke about both of these teams not necessarily loving... Oh, actually, that flick from Itis Balance was really nice on Birmingham. I mentioned the utility that came through to try and push him off the angle. Well, he got back on the angle, did Birmingham and Itis Balance, but Itis Balance had to hit a tasty flick for that, and that certainly did set up 9 Pandas to bring it back to overtime. But it's as even as we thought this game would be. Both teams have had streaks, but we go on.
Indeed we do, and this is exactly what we were hoping for coming into the grand final. A heater, a burner. We've had a bit of a blowout of a day so far, but the grand final so far has lived up to exactly what we wanted. Overtime dished up on this first map. And an opening kill comes through here for Sira as well. mouz NXT not turning down the pace coming into OT. And they're not turning down the firepower either.
Thought for a second Sira was going to get another one. Sees playing with the ladder, coming up to help out, but it's going to be too little too late, I think. Sira does great work again. Triple kill on the round. The 2K from heaven was beautiful. Caught them at absolutely the wrong time. And Itis Balance, well, he's going to try faking doors to get away and save, but I don't think it's happening, my friend. You're going to be hunted here without a doubt by mouz NXT. And that bomb blast here will definitely take him down. He's going to need to find a different path. And look who's waiting for him on ramp.
I mean, there's no way for him to avoid the might of the explosion from here, right? With only 12 seconds left on that bomb. He's a dead man. And there we go. PR will be the one to finish off the job. 20 and 16 from him right now. Doing a great job in this grand final. Just showing everybody how it's done. What a talent.
Great stuff from PR and Sira. And I give some props to Krisen in this map as well. I've been a big enjoyer of watching him leading this team. Of course, he led the old roster, as I mentioned, but still had Yimpat and Slend and QQ and Nexius, and he's leading a brand new one and leading them to great success. Once again, the grand final of a CCT. But it looks like 9 Pandas are not done on this map. They're wanting to fight for it. And now a big spray through Squeaky. Bermilov may answer back for one, but sees it in a great position toward ramp. He hears the spam coming through. Does Krisen check the close corner? He does! And Krisen takes it. They go for the spray transfer, but it doesn't matter because Natu's already there to help out. Itis Balance drops. And despite the health, mouz NXT have this advantage. Glowing is already here. He might have to be the hero. That nade will catch him, but only slightly. And the glass, of course, is broken. Glowing could do something with this, because look how much noise that Dillides is making. But it's only one from Glowing. Dillides needs this kill, and he gets it. But the bomb plot is down. It's all up to Bermulov, but Dillides finds the kill. And a critical kill at that. 13 all.
Oh, I'm not sure who the second to last kill was there for Dillides, the player who plants the bomb, but it looks like he takes a second to actually register where he's being shot from there. Dillides tried to spray him through the smoke and wasn't able to, but it didn't look like the bomb planter clocked that amongst all the chaos. Either way, it is going to be a round back here for 9 Pandas in overtime. A very important round at that. Back and forth we go, Trav.
What a round again. I was trying to make my point about Krisen, but that's going to have to wait.
Yeah.
A more apt time, I think. He's going to try and go for something else in this round, but this time Itis Balance is pushed further forward, and another AWP frag for him. He may have been guilty of being way too defensive on a couple of those last few rounds, but 19 and 14 now, looking to do more, swinging for another, and Sira will drop. Bermulov once again boosted toward top red, looking to see if he can find something outside, but Glowing has found Natu in the meantime, and Bermulov now incredibly exposed up there. If they go for a swing from main, he's going to have to double frag, and that's going to be tough, but he does get the intel. Unfortunately, now he's lost alive. PR has been lost. And Bermilov has to try and heads up duel everyone. He knows exactly what Idis Balance is, and there we go. Leg spotted, but Idis Balance is quicker. Triple for 9 Pandas Orpa, and they get a slight lead on the CT half of OT.
I really like how Idis Balance takes initiative in that round by, forcing the issue outside. As you say, he's sometimes guilty of being too passive. It is definitely his style as an AWPer. He's a guy who likes to take his time in the round and, play from a distance kind of thing, hold angles. But now he actually does take initiative, gets in the faces of mouz NXT, disrupts them. And that's what catches mouz NXT off guard, because they haven't had to deal with that yet from Idis Balance getting all up in their grill. Either way, we now flip halves. Remember, in regulation, it was a 7-5 half and 9 Pandas on their T side. So, I mean, based off history, getting that one round on the T side here for mouz NXT probably not going to be enough going into the second half.
Yeah, we'll have to see. As I said to you before, 2-1s often breed 2-1s in overtime. It's, I think it's not necessarily a high percentage statistic, but still, it's something that can be very common, especially on a map like Nuke, which can be obviously slightly favoured to one side, even though it's a lot more even these days, of course. I think the T side is more powerful on Nuke than it's ever been before, as it is on all maps, to be fair. In the pool, the Anubis and Dust 2, of course, incredibly T-sided, and that's a lovely boost. Well, Bermilov and mouz NXT were trying to put that into place, right, through a lot of these rounds in regulation and in overtime, and, well, they get burnt by that exact play.
What's peculiar for me is for mouz NXT, we saw a lot more presence outside in regulation, especially when they were winning their rounds compared to this first round here in OT, where they've gone back to that standard setup of Sierra just trying to play outside with the rifle. 9 Pandas, pretty much every single default has been them leaning towards outside. And they're going to get the opening kill here as well, looking to get themselves up to map point. They have looked better in these past few rounds. They've looked more composed. 25 seconds though, they've left this one incredibly late to try and finish off the job. mouz NXT have got 2 players on either bomb site. Neetu, after he gets the opening, or I suppose the first kill to lock down the defense, he gets traded by overextending and, well, by no fault of his own, just trying to maintain the control, steps into the scope of the AWP, and that's round over. 9 Pandas didn't even have to do a huge amount.
Glowing's position really secured it, didn't it? As long as they parred their way in and traded their way in, absolutely fine. And Glowing already being on the rafters, it's just too much. And then, as you saw, the immediate rotation up the ladder was impossible to recover your accuracy landing on that one. Glowing takes that one every day of the week. As NXT, of course, they're going to give this one a look. They're combined next round anyway, and I just give a few extra frags to 9 Pandas. Idis Balance and Glowing take theirs. And now 9 Pandas, well, it took a long struggle to recover this one after being 6-1 up. It was all mouz NXT since then. I think they were, what, 10-7, right, if I'm not mistaken, with that recovery?
Yeah.
Well, now it's 9 Pandas' turn to get a couple of map points and what could be the last ever best of 3 in Seed's career.
I would say I feel like 9 Pandas have been the better team of the two across the board. Not by much, but they have been more consistent. And, keep in mind, mouz NXT had to win 2 eco rounds to get up to overtime. And then there were a number of mistakes made from 9 Pandas towards the end of regulation, which let it slip into OT. But it seems like they've just tightened the ship up a little bit here. No unnecessary opening picks being lost. Important trades. Nice patient display, which is their standard approach as well. Happy to take their time, but it's not like they get panicky towards the end of the round either. Because they've got all the reps they do, they've been in these situations so many times that they're used to it at this point.
Oh, trying something here, mouz NXT. A bit of a lobby crunch, but the rifle of Crizzen gets stopped straight away, and Bermilov now doesn't feel comfortable to go deeper on it. Is this the beginning of a 9 Pandas nuke win? They need this, knowing how good mouz NXT's Dust 2 has looked in recent times. This is a must-take. It's a miss from Bermilov as well. Have to try and fall back, but he needs to find impact somewhere. Thankfully, PR has taken Glowing. Idis Balance trying to make his way down towards Secret. Takes one tag to the molly, and that's an extra sound cue. And now it's down to PR on ramp. 2 players coming his way, but Dilladez takes it. 4 versus 3, 35 seconds.
Oh man, surely round over, right? How on earth do mouz NXT make this retake happen down by a man and not great positional control? Sierra is going to be slightly ahead of the game on this flank. And Idis Balance is the one to lose his life, but at least the info's there now for 9 Pandas, and well, they're just trying to set themselves up in some post-plant positions. Clack's eventually going to get up on the catwalk. They aren't in great post-plant positions right now. They've kind of been committed to the bomb site itself, so there's going to be a lot of gunfights afforded to mouz NXT. It's just about whether or not they can win these gunfights. They've lost the first one out to Clax, who's looked very good in this round so far. Sierra eventually going to be able to find a fight, but doesn't go the way he would have hoped, and with that, 9 Pandas win the first map of this grand final.
Just about. I mean, mouz NXT certainly gave them something to worry about. We mentioned it wasn't actually a great map for either of these two teams, right? And it kind of came across that way, to be fair. 9 Pandas tried to pick into a mouz NXT weakness. We know it is a mouz NXT weakness, and in the end, it only just works out. But as you can see in front of your very eyes right now, Map 2, Dust 2, that is where mouz NXT...
Will say is, while we know mouz NXT, they are a known quantity going into Dust 2, 9 Pandas aren't. I mean, they've played the map once. They cleaned Team Space up 13-5. I mean, sure, Team Space are a tier above, tier below mouz NXT, but it's not like we know 9 Pandas are awful on Dust 2, so we can't completely write them off coming into this next map.
Absolutely not, and we're about to witness whether or not 9 Pandas have been secretly practicing off all the data they've built up on mouz NXT. We'll be going straight to the game. Take it away, boys.
Let's go. Let's see if we have more form to shout about on Dust 2 for mouz NXT, or if 9 Pandas can get this grand final over the line. Clax will already get off to a great start. He'll tap away Crizzen, the leader of mouz NXT, and long has been taken, but 9 Pandas at least do have this advantage to work with. Birmingham with the P250. P250s can be so impactful on pistol rounds on such long ranges on Dust 2, and you'll get one frag back in response quickly.
Yeah, it's the standard pistol round. In fact, the only pistol round you're allowed to call on Dust 2. Go long, smoke the cross, push A. They've got a molly to clear out Gandalf as well, and they've got a man advantage right now to the T side. In fact, they basically make that a man and a half advantage now that Idis Balance has been dinged down. It's going to be very tough here for 9 Pandas to make anything happen on the retake. Idis Balance going the whole way around. He's already shift walking, so he'll take an age to get in position. They've deployed their one smoke to aid their cause and getting onto the safe bomb site as well. But mouz NXT have got some great post-plant positions, not even allowing for 9 Pandas to use the smoke they've thrown.
Yeah, now Glowing and Idis Balance will be forced away. No more say in this one. There are quite a lot... Nice shot, PR. There are quite a lot of cool storylines, to be fair, of course, in this game. I mentioned in the previous map, mouz NXT find a way to win this grand final. It'll be the first CCT they've won since way back in middle of last year against Sprout. It was a great little run for them, actually, in that tournament for mouz NXT. They beat Endpoint. They beat Monty. I tell a lie, they beat 9, sorry. There we go. And of course, we know that was kind of during the point where 9 were at their strongest with their old Polish roster. With, of course, Hades, Kylar, Goofy, Minio, and K. In the end, they came out on top in the entire event. That was with Yimpat and Slend, of course. So, it's been a while. But a chance for Crizzen to lead his team to another tournament win. But this time with a brand new 4. Idis Balance with the scout, though. Trying to put the stop to it immediately on round 2, and we know how powerful that scout is on Dust 2. Seen it so much earlier in the game versus Bait. Nice little smoke there. Covers the entire of mid doors.
Yeah, love the waterfall smoke. Smoke very nicely on Dust 2. So many variations to the smoke you can throw. It used to just be the hinge smoke. That was it, but it's much easier to get across now safely. But yeah, you're right, that double scout setup on the CT side, very prevalent on the force buy on the CT side of this map, Dust 2 in particular. Use the scouts to try tenderize the Ts and then let the pistols finish off the job. Either way, mouz NXT haven't had a whole lot going their way in this round. At least they've been able to get all 4 of their players up short, and they're just going to try and abuse their weaponry advantage as they make their way forward. Glowing doesn't want to give anything away until he can try and guarantee a frag, and not just 1 but 3. Wonderful shooting coming through from Glowing.
That might be one of the Deagle plays of the tournament, maybe even of the year. At 3 instant 1-digs, I mean, mouz NXT won't know what on earth has just hit them. That is ridiculous from Glowing.
Yeah, I love the way he plays his position as well, because he doesn't give up the fact that he's there until they're hard committed and they're all out in the open, right? All they can see is his head, and he's got their entire body exposed. But I guess all he needed was the head at the end of the day there. 3 kills. Man, that is just devilish from Glowing. What a way for 9 Pandas to respond after losing the pistol.
1, 2, 3. See you later. Absolutely ridiculous. And how fast they were as well. Huge from Glowing. The 30-year-old talent strikes again. Still got a lot to give in the scene, has Glowing. Dilladez shoulder peeking the tunnels, but that seems a little bit risky and a way too wide a swing on the tunnels face there. Maybe a bit of inexperience on the map there from Dilladez, to be fair. Seems like he's shown way too much of himself. I kind of thought that before they even crossed into hit the angle in tunnels, and it proved to be the case.
Yeah, at least there was a responder, right? Glowing was able to get in position towards window to get the kill on the initial player entering, so that did just stop mouz NXT cold in their tracks. They've got a little bit of utility left, Tech 9s as well, with these long-range gunfights on Dust 2. It's going to be difficult for them to affect the round here. What's the plan going to be? Looks like Krisen's going all the way back around, maybe going to try and sell a fake late long take, perhaps. Still a few options available here, but none of them are great for mouz NXT.
So that might be trying a mid to B instead, but mouz1 will be held down by Glowing, and he does really well to find 2. Natu finally gets the trade, but it's not going to be enough to get mouz NXT back into this round, and 9 Pandas looks like they're going to win the economy battle early on in this game and put mouz NXT on the back foot. And winning the economy battle on the CT side is so huge, knowing, of course, how T-sided Dust 2 is.
Yeah, the fact that they're going to go up 2-1 here, play against an eco in the round afterwards, will put them in a good position. Balance is the player I'm going to obviously be watching the closest here on 9 Pandas. I feel like his AWPing style is going to be very strong on a map like Dust 2, because he is, as I spoke about on Nuke, he's that turret AWP style, right? Doesn't like to move around a huge amount, doesn't like to get very aggressive either, and that's why you'll probably just find him towards long more often than not, just holding the cross, and he's very consistent in that regard. So I think he'll be a big factor on the defense here for 9 Pandas in this grand final, especially on the CT side of this map.
Yeah. 9 Pandas have their foot down first in this map. Flash will come over toward long, and Klax. Easy farm for him against the pistols. Even the nade does a hell of a lot more. Go on, Klax, get the ace. Don't get it stolen away from you. Seized, you naughty boy. I know it might be your last best of 3 ever in your career. What have you done that to Klax for? Cheeky, cheeky. I'm kidding. It doesn't matter. Everyone gets the kills. They all stay alive. And that's exactly what they will have wanted.
Yeah, you got to give him something to remember you by. A parting gift, if you will. I mean, a trophy would probably be an appropriate parting gift, but you know. Either way, first gun round is upon us. No AWP here for Bermilov coming into this gun round. Gonna have to get it done with the rifles, and light on utility for the T side as well. So 9 Pandas have a very good chance of tearing ahead on the CT side. Sees knows he's not going to get across to pit safely, so he had to try to take the fight blind. Klax gets traded out. There is still one more player where that came from. Balance in a very awkward position right now, cooped up in the corner.
Fresh reload off. Of course, wary of there being more presence. Balance still toward Car. He's got help coming in from Dilladez now. It looks like they are going to choose to reface long, retake it. And that incendiary is going to be very nice. But Syrah smartly doesn't give them anything at all. Puts the smoke down and tries to get away. But in the end, actually, they had an HE in play for that. And that works out really nicely. And they're going to choose to go toward B instead. Cross is going to be held. Oh, it whizzes past the angle. And a Molotov will be dropped over from Krisen as well for Bermulov. Can save that till later. But as we know, retaking B Dust 2. Honestly, in my opinion, it's harder than both the Inferno sites, and we know how hard they are, especially when you've got an AWP in play, as you can see, but there is utility, and that could form a way in. Diladez has got a kit, but that smoke didn't really work, that flash didn't really work either. He has to go in pretty dry here, but Diladez will win his duel! Doesn't matter when Krisen's got them lined up. Both Diladez and Idis Balance put to the floor, immediate swing on the trades, and mouz NXT get back on the score sheet.
I mean, it looked like Idis Balance had an inkling there as to what his job was, trying to cover towards Car, but he wasn't scoped in, and his teammate was kind of in front of him, so it was very difficult for him to actually do anything there. And it's just a very nice double kill spray down coming through from Krisen to finish off the job. Prayed, and then the second kill immediately afterwards. At least 9 Pandas have money here coming into this next round, but Dust2 back and forth from the word go. Again, Bermilov's got a good spawn trying to get out towards long, but it's not going to happen. So now, what is the protocol for mouz NXT? Excited to see this new map, Dust2, and the protocols of the map. What do you do when you don't get long control, Trav? What is the response? It's not like we've documented this. It's all new info.
Very real. Very true and real.
And sarcastic. C's just pushed into long doors here, and this is good because, well, that's how it goes as the CT side, right? And he's going to get the frag from Krisen as well. You've got a massive shadow advantage, and that makes life tough now for the T side.
Yeah, exactly where C's is positioned. Just always have the advantage on that off angle. It's going to force mouz NXT to show something from short, but that's not where they're going to be headed. 4v5, mid again, glowing in position. Easy kill on the M4A4. Gets a dink through the smoke and takes 0-2. It's down to the AWP of Bermilov with the pistol out. The Glock versus the USP, hilariously, in a gun round. And Bermilov will find it, but I doubt there's much way back into this one.
I don't know if Glowing intentionally stepped into the CT smoke there, but it was actually perfect timing for him. Because as the T player pushes forward, he thinks he's clear, right? He thinks he's safe initially, but then Glowing just emerges all of a sudden. Could have definitely worked out against him, but he gets himself a vital double. Natio and Bermilov just going to be saving their guns right now, but 9 Pandas doing some pretty damn good, some good work here on the CT side so far. Going up 4-2 now. Should be an eco in this next round for the T side as well.
Yep.
Going to be very happy with the start they've had to the map here.
Nine Pandas. I would say, honestly, at this stage of Dust2, I think it will only get more T-sided, to be honest, as the time goes on of it being back in the pool. Sure, the nades into the smokes have been quite impactful and have been very interesting, and how they've played out. It's pretty much the only difference to this map, and T-sidedness has stayed. I think 4 on CT is already okay, and
Baseline, yeah,
and if they can get 5, I would say they're absolutely favourites. Any more than that, I would say will add to that percentage.
The weird thing about the CT side of Dust2 is that, yes, it is a rough half in general, but it's not like the old school like T-side nuke where you have nothing going for you. It is one of those halves where you can win like 10-2 if you piece together a really good CT side. It's not completely unfathomable. You have a strong AWPer who's popping off, and a good mid player who isn't afraid of applying pressure like we see from Seized right now. The CT side does still have a few things going for it, right? So it's not like it's impossible to put up good displays on this half. And Natio, well, he's got a job to do, and unfortunately he's lost his life out. So that's going to give so much information to 9 Pandas.
Oh, headshot angle. Super close from Idis Balance. One of the hardest shots in the game to hit when you've got an AWP or a rifle. From sight to pit. Smoke will come through when Diladez chooses to push. It might be a bit weird on the timing, and he'll get punished for it. Sira gets the frag. 4v4, and Idis Balance is now very stuck toward Get Right. Molotov on toward that default position. It does real good work before it's put out, and he finds PR incredibly. Sira on the headshot angle, trying his best, but not being able to connect. Finally gets it with the Tech 9. But now he is last alive, and he's about to get pinched from long. The easiest of kills for Seized. Might be one of the easiest kills he's ever had in his career, and that has been a very long one as well. 9 Pandas, 5-2.
Balance does so damn well in that position because not only does he get the kill, he then buys a huge amount of time. I love the incendiary that he throws on the platform to delay the plant even longer. mouz NXT use a smoke there, extinguish it, but then Klax just sprays down the planter, and mouz NXT, just all players clustered up on the bomb site there. Well, you know the term. I'm not going to complete it or I'll lose my job, but it certainly was a cluster and a half, and it was chaotic, and they just got picked apart. 5-2, and it's going to have to be an eco round for mouz NXT now as well.
(6-2) should be on the horizon. 9 Pandas creeping toward a tournament win. Can mouz NXT do anything about it? You mentioned how apt it would be if Seized managed to win an event on his last game, and actually how apt it would be if he actually lost to the new guns of mouz NXT, but I still think it would be really cool.
In the opposite direction as well, beating an academy team as that grizzled veteran, right? That would also be poetic. Like, both sides of the spectrum are cool, so I do like that storyline in itself, that 29-year-old legend Seized is, you know, playing against an academy team, a couple 16, 17, 18-year-olds in his potential final game. I do hope that, you know, when they use the term final dance, they actually mean final dance and not like what Imperial became, where the final dance was actually just like the first dance and they're still dancing. They haven't stopped dancing.
You must be tired by now, man. Come on.
Well, I mean, as far as I can tell, they're very tired. Someone needs to just give these guys a break, man. Either way. 5-2. 9 Pandas in a great position as we get back into this game here, Trav. We had a lot of question marks about 9 Pandas coming into Dust 2, and they've answered a few of them already.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think the main rumor has been that Seized is maybe moving into more of a coaching role in the future, which would be cool to see for sure. Seized's career has been storied. I've remember all the great moments of him playing on some of the biggest events in the world. It's always cool when some of the old legends of CS do drop down to the lower echelons of competition to try their best at bringing up new players. Seen it by many, of course, to prolong their careers. Really, the real greatest of all time stay at the top for most of their career. Yeah, Diladez at the bottom of your screen there, leant forward, fully IRL gaming there, mate, trying to jump away from the frag, but he still gets taken down.
You know what's crazy for me is if you pulled up a list of players from like 2014 or whenever Seized was at his peak of relevancy, and you'd ask me which of these players are going to be the ones to still, you know, be relevant today, like Olofmeister, Shocks, you know, some of these crazy names of all the guys who were the best at that time. It's Seized who's still going today, man. And I think that deserves a lot, man. Certainly recognition. He has evolved as a player, and he's done very well to bring up, you know, some of the future talent, and particularly in this team, Diladez, right? He's a name that nobody knew, wasn't on anybody's mind before he joined this team, and now going forward, he's one of the more spoken about prospects.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm pretty sure, I mean, from memory, like if you go to the first ever batch of HLTV rankings when they were first ever released back in October 2015, it's starting to run out, the amount of names who are still around, right? You've got Jacob, Device, Dupree, Carrigan, Crims, JW, Snacks as well. But the list does start to dwindle after that. You've got likes of Apex maybe too.
Thing is, most of those guys never took a break, right? And I don't know if Seized actually, like, you know, intentionally took a break, but there was a break between his time at the top and then trying to become relevant once again afterwards. You know, Snacks may be another one who did have a break and who's been able to make it happen. Either way, back into the game we go here. Big gun round for mouz NXT. This T-side has not at all gone the way they would have liked. And look at Seized. He's making a bit of a menace of himself. But Bermulov has the read, but the timing doesn't work out for him. Seized continues forward. They're not expecting us on the T-side, but eventually they will cut him down.
Yeah, important frag to take. 4v4. I just balance on the angle if they cross toward the stairs. Across the pit area. We are making sure car is clear. Very wall bangable, that car. Oh, Mac 10 can rush forward now. Nade will come through, and thankfully for Clax, the combination of that keeps Crizzen at bay. Zero's picked up the AWP on that low HP, of course. Sees the site player, but Iris balances faster on the flick, and he actually goes for more. Now, that's a misstep. That could open up something for mouz NXT still with 50 seconds to go.
Yeah, very nice shot coming through there from Natu, but the problem is he's now all alone. 1 versus 3 for him. He's going to get another gunfight just gifted to him by Glowing. The wide swing. Couple fights being given up here by 9 Pandas to Natu, and he has punished them as well. The door's been closed in on him, so he's going to have to commit to this A-bomb site, and time is of the essence right now as well. I do love Clax's position, just tucked in behind the box. And now Dilladez will start to push forward now that Natu's committed to the bomb site itself, and he knows there's a very good chance there's a flank. That's why he's gone back and looked for it. Brilliant game sense there from Natu, but he's expecting Clax on the site. He was so patient, such a strong position, and eventually it pays dividends.
Well played, 9 Pandas. They're winning all the important rounds, all the close rounds. Anytime mouz NXT have looked likely to pull this one back, they've been stopped at the last moment. And maybe mouz NXT's impressive-looking Dust 2 could be about to get stopped. Of course, 9 Pandas have played it once. We know they beat Team Space, but Team Space didn't exactly look that impressive. So not really a great baseline to work off of. This is more of a good gauge. Yeah,
for sure. This
is more of a good gauge for 9 Pandas for sure on this map.
Absolutely agreed. We can see the Incendiary just looks so limp. The new one, man. Oh, it doesn't even cover the entirety of top mid there, trying to cross out. Maybe it just didn't go deep enough either way. Have a look at Glowing. He's in towards lowers right now. They're not going to know that for a fact. Seized on short will take contact. He's only going to be able to find the 1 kill. There's nobody left on the same bomb site. The problem is Crizzen's got the C4. He's got the bomb. He's trying to throw it up to them, but Clax is top mid right now. He would have seen that. He's killed Bermilov. Crizzen souls Bermilov down the river, and he's also going to lose his life out to Dilladez. That's a big problem.
Individual work from 9 Pandas in this game. It's not just been being in the right place at the right time. It's been pure fragging as well. And I'll get into my point in a moment to see what PR can do, because he's got 2 low HP players, and the nade or Dilladez will work, but he's got no idea how close. He's got no idea how close Clax was, and he literally jumps on his head, smiles in the player camp of 9 Pandas. They're feeling it right now. And you have to say, ever since Glowing's incredible Deagle 3K, all 1 digs on that A-bomb site, they have not looked back.
Yeah.
High five.
Absolutely, mate. Jinx got you there, yeah. Listen, Clax is 15-2. I mean, what a display coming through from him right now.
Is this why Cloud9 wanted him?
I mean, does seem that way, and I actually haven't been a very big proponent of that move, but I guess Clax is proving me wrong in the process. There we go. Finally an opening kill coming through from Bermilov. That's exactly what they needed, and he will double down on Glowing. He knew from the trajectory out of the smoke grenade there had to be a player pit as well. I thought for a second that no-scope might connect, but it doesn't. Clax, he wants that AWP, man. 4 versus 3. This isn't a foregone conclusion. Oh, Clax, the timing. He needs to get himself in picture. He hasn't considered shorts at all. You'll find out. Bit of a rude awakening there. 8-3. mouz NXT just trying to salvage something from this first half.
Oh, Crizzen. Great final Iris balance as well. Final will be found by Dilladez, but not the end of the world. There's, of course, just 1 round left in this half. And I say actually not the end of the world. This AWP save is actually relatively important. Looking at the money now. Might get caught as well by PR. Oh, struggling. That is a very hard shot to hit, and he'll know he can't really deal with that anymore now because he's been seen. And Dilladez prepares himself to try and save this. He's got Natu on long. If he wanders forward, he could be wandering into his death. AWP v AWP on Dust 2. It's a classic, but he'll jump into suicide. Is that going to be to his demise? I don't think so.
No.
He's fine.
The thing is, mouz NXT have also realized they don't have much money here, so if they lost 2 players trying to hunt the AWP, that actually would have affected them quite negatively coming into this next round. So rather just say guarantee the round and guarantee a full set of weaponry in the next. Let them have the AWP. And I think that's the right call in that situation, because now 9 Pandas, they're going to have to piece together what they can, but it's not going to look great.
Yeah, at least they kept that AWP, but Seas is on an XM. But as we know, the XM is the best gun in the game, so no need to worry, surely. Diladez. And here is Seized. Oh, it could be about to sing. It could be about to sing. Oh no! I'm a liar. I'm a liar. I've led you all up the creek. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. At
GG.
Yes, you know where to find him. Pull him into the streets, lads. Either way, Diladez wants to try and make a play off the back of Seized going down. He will lose his life as well. And well, mouz NXT, they haven't had to do a huge amount in this round. Just posted up, hitting the shots, and getting the kills offered up to them because 9Pandas continue to take fights as they're behind the pace in the round. Glowing finds himself 3 kills in very quick succession. PR trying to find the trade, and he should, and he does, but he in turn goes down. It's Klax to try and ruin the party here for mouz NXT. 1v1 against Crizzen, now knows exactly where he is as well. Pressure's on Crizzen, he's the one who has to get the bomb. Klax has the AWP, posted up, connects on the shot, and that's a disaster for mouz NXT.
Well, if there's one man that you'd hope would do something like that for 9Pandas, it's Glowing. Another really critical 3k in this game. I mean, the one with the Deagle really set them up for the dominance on the half, but then that FAMAS play, I mean, Bermulov still looking at long, seemingly not realising that PR's not covering that position. A lack of communication there, without a doubt, from mouz NXT, and that's the one thing that I could criticise them for so far in what I've watched of them. There was an incident on Nuke against Bait earlier today where they lost a 1v2, or a 2v1, sorry, to NPL, and they just didn't peak. They just peaked one by one in a really awkward way, which obviously seemed like a miscommunication. Sure, they won that series, but that still occasionally seems to be an issue for them. And 9Pandas are in a brilliant spot. If they take this pistol, this could be GG.
They have to kind of navigate the situation, though, because they can't actually do what they were planning originally. They've already used one of their flashes to try and deal with the top mid push here from the CTs. Diladez is making his way through lowers. There's a big focus on mid from the CT side. PR, you got to watch lowers. You've got to play a top mid. There we go. I was worried for his life, but it's okay. And the bomb's committed long here, so mouz NXT rotating towards this A bomb side is absolutely the correct call.
Oh, they're trying to boost and jump to see if they can see ahead behind the car. But thankfully for Sira's case, he's got his head down, ducking on the back seat. Now, I realise what's up. 4 players are going to be here.
Man. Oh, there we go. Finally, Sira will appear to get information, and that's exactly what 9Pandas were waiting for. Now it's Nitu. There's going to be a fresh smoke in towards CT, but it's a 5 versus 3. This was the all-important pistol round for mouz NXT. Non-negotiable. They have to win this, and they still can. It looks like there's an aggressive play. Idis Balance is going to go through the smoke. He can't get the kill on Nitu. He'll continue to hunt him down. In the meantime, C's just found PR. You've got Crizzen, who's desperately trying to get himself in the equation, but now he's alone 1 versus 2, and he doesn't have a head either.
Idis Balance, 2 quick kills, 2 from Seized, and that will push 9Pandas ever closer. mouz NXT seemed like they were perfectly set up to recover that pistol, but first 2 kills come through and it spirals off the back of that. Now, I wouldn't put it past them to win this round, though. Their scouting has been absolutely insane, and from what I've seen from them on Dust 2, Bermulov and Crizzen, they can easily win this round. And if they win the Force by War, then it could be 10-6, for example, very quickly. But it's a tough round to win, and 9Pandas are not just in the driving seat, they're in pole position.
What if they lose the Force by Trav? You know, we got to consider the alternative here. Then it's 11-3. Do they just keep forcing up to potentially the end of the map? Honestly, in this situation, I think they had to go for the full eco here in the second round and just forego that 3-11 scoreline and then guarantee a full buy. It's not like 9Pandas on series points at that stage, but you've just put all your eggs in a basket that's been sitting in the garage for a few years, mate. It's not a trustworthy basket. I wouldn't rely on this one. I would take a different one to my picnic, not this.
I think they've just been, in general, really successful with their scout buys on Dust 2. They know they're so far behind. I completely am on board with what you're saying. I just don't mind the risk here. I think they have to try and get back into the game.
I get you.
That's one
I do
spotted
love
out,
the
though.
way that 9Pandas are playing this. They're so patient, and this is just a hallmark of Seized's calling. Very happy to just take the time in the round to build themselves into it. They've got great short control right now as well, and they're going to keep things simple. There's nothing about trying to fake rotations or force rotations or fake the bomb site. They're just going to go up short and towards A.
Minus balance, great entry on Bermulov, and that'll probably put an end to it, to be honest. There might be a really quick flank here from PR, but he needs something as crazy as what Glowing did. I don't think that's going to be happening. Oh, at least there's one. There we go. Chance in a second, but no, Diladez catches him. Smoke wasn't in the way, and this MP9 toward long is probably the worst spot for the MP9. Instant swing dink on Kristen as well. The HE's coming in. Ooh, almost gets the frag. It does expose him to Syrah, but there's no chance of mouz NXT in this one. 9 Pandas are going to reach 2 away from the championship.
I feel like once mouz NXT lose their first player on the bomb site itself, they just need to call it, because they've kind of tried to feel out the retake and they've just lost 3 other players after that. Had they, normally when a team force buys, if they lose a bomb site, they don't even attempt the retake. They just carry through the weapons on the players who are still alive. And then essentially they have a forced-up set of weaponry to work with in this next round. And they can still eco, but yeah, now they don't have that luxury, and it looks like they're just going to keep banging their head against this wall. This is so unfortunate that we've got a massive blowout, man.
Yeah.
Complete
like
contrast from that first map.
Yeah. Sadly, it looks like that's where we're at the moment. We need to be a ridiculous comeback. And as you spoke about, forcing. That's the mouz NXT choice. They're trying to stay as close as they possibly can. They have at least got 1 in 4 on Syrah, and they're doing the right thing with it, boosting toward Catwalk, but Flash will come through. Do they reboost? I would hope they do. Yes, they will. Spotted out by Syrah, and that's a really nice kill. That's exactly what you want to put the M4 in place for on a round like this. And he's done damage to Glowing too.
Yeah, I really like to see the initiatives being taken by Syrah there, because he knows he's the one with the weapon to work with, the one to do the damage. So he's been able to find himself that opening kill by making a play. Klax takes the attention towards that B bomb site. That has pulled Syrah into lowers, and that means there's some space over towards long right now. It is a window that will start to close as Syrah gets the information that there's no further presence tunnels. So 9 Pandas need to get a move on here, but it looks like they're doing exactly that. Oh, what's this timing like for Klax and Krisen top mid, by the way?
Oh, PR goes through the smoke and doesn't work out. There's Klax, and you mentioned that timing. Klax has found it, and Krisen is down. And now 3v4 for mouz NXT. They might have some players close range here, and the bomb's not yet planted, but Nade2, does he really want to try and jump for this one? He's going to give it a go with the MP9, but he gets stopped by Idis Balance. It's comical from Glowing's POV. That is kind of an absolute epitome of Dust 2, how it's been for mouz NXT. You see your enemy, but then you're dead.
My goodness. 3-12. Syrah got the opening kill in this round, and there was significant damage done afterwards, but 9 Pandas still call their way to victory here in this round. They just realized the situation. Seized has such a good picture in his mind of what the map looks like and the positions that the CTs have and the information they've got, and he just has the most appropriate response there. I mean, to be fair, Seized probably has more officials on Dust 2 than every other player on this map combined.
That's actually a very good point. Almost certainly you're right on that one. He could be about to be the winner. In what could be his last ever best of 3. I'll be sure to announce it like that when we get to that moment. Deserves to be said.
1,963 maps played on HLTV across his career. 1,963. 252 of those have been Dust 2.
There we go. Hot on the stat, hot on the press. But there's a chance this could be the very last one. Flash in toward long. Lots of damage done, and PR will go down to Diladez. Could that be the opening frag of what that could be the final round? This is it. This is the final situation. They're going to be fragging their way up towards short. Diladez gets a little bit overheated there and rushes his way in alone, and will get stopped. Look how much time there is left in the round for 9 Pandas to figure this out.
I just love how 9 Pandas have been playing Grand Final Counter-Strike, where they've kind of thrown the textbook out the window in a few of these rounds, and they've been happy to just go about playing the situation. You know, just taking these fights, aggressively swinging long, forcing the issue, not afraid to get in the faces. They know that mouz NXT are on the brink. They know they're nervous. And so they're not giving them any room to breathe or move. We saw it from Seized in that first half as well, you know, pushing long smokes, just doing completely unexpected things, catching his opponents off.
Yep, and this could be it. They are creeping up as well, and that might not be telegraphed. At least Syrah has a gap in the smoke and will find it. But this site player and Idis Balance, he's got all the way through. I think completely undetected there. Syrah has no idea, but more damage is being done, and somehow he wins that one on Syrah. And Idis Balance will find Natu. It's all down to Crizzen. He's got 3 low HP players, and he does have a kit. But this one is so difficult. Has to go for the jump pigs. Can't deny the besieged bomb plant, and he may get the kill. But now he's got a timer attached to him. And they know he is locked behind that smoke. He's trying to wait to see if 9Pandas make another move, seeing if there's another player on the site somewhere. He has to assume car, and of course we know that is incredibly wall-bangable. A couple of bullets through that could make this a 1v1, but he's trying to find where they're playing from, and he's not considering the fact they could be both long. Surely he has to think of it right now. There's the swing, and there's the frag for Clax, and in what is very likely sees the last ever official on HLTV in his storied career, he's going to win a tournament with 9Pandas.
Yeah, that's absolutely